It was, hold on, I got it.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is McCracken Circuit Court, live from actually courtroom A this time. So we're starting to get back to a little bit of normalcy. This is motion hours, Division 2. This is the civil motion hour first. First on the docket today is Paducah Teachers Federal Credit Union versus Ricardo Sloan, 15 CI 856.
Good morning, Your Honor. Stan Spees for the plaintiff, and I see Mr. Sloan on here also. We're in the process of getting discovery information from him. So if I can pass that to June 11, if he provides the discovery I've requested, I'll file a compliance notice.
Okay, June the 11th, Mr. Spees will do that.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Spees.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Sloan.
sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
Can I
Deanne
log off
Kimmel.
now?
I'm sorry?
Can I log off or should I stay on?
Yes, sir. No, you're, if you don't have any other business, you're free to log off, sir.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Deanne Christine Kimmel versus Teddy Matlock, 18 CI 407. Do we have anyone here for that case?
Can you hear me? This is Ben Talley for the defendant, Your Honor.
Okay, can you turn it up some? Morning, Mr. Talley, and let's see, this is your motion for summary judgment.
It is, and Mr. Kimmel actually filed a motion for continuance late yesterday afternoon. I filed a response requesting that be denied. I believe there's actually two motions on for today.
All right, well, I haven't seen the motion for continuance or your response. That's what happens when you file stuff the day before motion hour. Is Mr. Kimmel here?
I haven't seen him yet, but I'm not sure.
If you don't mind, Mr. Talley, I'll pass this just for a little bit to see if Mr. Kimmel will show up.
That's fine, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, wait, read the note.
Michael Boone versus the Omphaloscopsis Trust, 18 CI 641. That was a motion to dismiss filed by the plaintiff. Granted that yesterday. So that's been granted. If anybody's here for that case, it's already been granted. Robert Paul Anderson doing business as OCD Construction versus Tammy Cottom, 19 CI 143.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I can. All right. All right, so what is this on for?
It's a review, Judge, to see if Mr. Anderson had hired counsel.
Thank you. Mr. Anderson, have you hired an attorney?
No, I called Mr. Oliver to see if they would pay the master commission and I would drop the lien on the building, and they offered me $500, and I'm at the mercy of the court. I can't afford an attorney. I'm still making payments to Central Paving over this whole issue of the building, I'm at the mercy of the court. I just don't understand how I'm responsible for it if I didn't stop the sale of the building. I'm dumb. I don't know what's going on, really.
Was this the one where,
We have master commissioner fees
Right.
when the sale was canceled due to the change in the ruling. And you had ordered that we wait till the end of the case to collect those. And if he doesn't prosecute the case, then it'll never end. It basically is where we're at.
all right, so Mr. Ashman, what do I need to do today with this case? Apparently, Mr. Anderson's not going to be able to hire an attorney.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean, he can proceed on his own, I would say, or you can dismiss for lack of prosecution, but I don't.
Well, how long's it been since he's done anything? Let's see, since anything's actually been done on it. Let me take a look at my September 11th ruling. All right, so the plaintiffs owe master commissioner's costs for the sale.
That's correct.
Even though it's not their fault, that's just the way it worked. All right, so Mr. Anderson, you are responsible for the master commissioner sale. Now, didn't I say that these would be collected at the end of the case?
You did. And so,
Yeah,
I mean,
that was-
and I have no problem with that if he's going to prosecute the case, but it will be
All
up
right,
to him.
Mr. Anderson, I guess the question is, are you going to prosecute this case? You don't,
I had Hargrove and I've paid him over $7,500 and he just kind of quit. I really don't know. He had some problems with staff. As of the day I talked to Mr. Oliver, which was the first of the week, when they said they would give me $500 toward the master commission and to drop the lien on the building and everything, I thought I want to go talk to the bank, just see if I can borrow money. I don't know if I could find a lawyer that would take it pro bono, and it's $60,000 on the table. I really don't know, Your Honor. I want to, yes, I do. I would like to try to get my money, but then again, it costs so much to try to get what they owe me. I don't know what to do. And on top of that, I'm still making payments to Central Paving for their parking lot, or they're going to sue me. So I pay them about $300 a month for their parking lot. It's just a mess. And I know this doesn't matter, but they have more money, a lot more money. Rick Collier has more money than I do, and he can just throw it at lawyers and probably break me worse than I already am to try to get what's owed
Mr.
to me.
Anderson, based on your representations to me, I think you're gonna, well, that's putting me in a spot here. I don't think there's not a motion to dismiss before the court yet, is there, Mr. Oliver?
There is not at this time. This matter was noticed on, notice to dismiss for failure to prosecute.
Say it has or has not been.
It was noticed for failure to prosecute and
It was
we
noticed.
set it for review today. Is my understanding.
I'm not aware of that. I thought it was noticed after I filed the motion and you gave him a deadline of today to hire an attorney, but I don't know if there was there an actual order to motion to dismiss for lack of prosecution?
I thought so.
I don't believe there is one.
There is
Well,
one? Okay.
I don't believe there is one.
Oh, I didn't think so either. That's what
My misunderstanding. I apologize.
Mr. Anderson, I mean, you do have the right to go ahead with your case. Obviously, you're at a disadvantage if you don't have an attorney, but the case has to be prosecuted. Typically, cases get dismissed if there's no action taken within a year, and I'm not sure what the last action by the plaintiff was. Mr.
Well-
Oliver, are
Sorry.
you aware of any action by the plaintiff taken within the last year to actively seek conclusion of this case?
Your Honor, I can check real quick. Your Honor, it looks like June 15, 2020 was the order denying the motion to assess the master commissioner cost. And it was quite some time before that, before there was anything else. No
But-
discovery has been served.
Okay. So, Mr. Anderson, are you telling me you're not going to be able to go forward with the prosecution of this case?
I have an attorney that I did some work for. I don't know if he'd help me out. I tried to reach out to him, but I haven't heard back.
Mr.
I
Anderson,
do.
what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you 2 more weeks. If you don't have an attorney and are unable to prosecute the case at that point, I'm going to issue a judgment against you for the master commissioner's fees, and the case against the Cotton and Dusty Salon is going to be dismissed.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So, and that will be on the 28th of May at 9:30.
Okay. I'll have something figured out, or if I do not, how will that work? Can I make payments to them? Will I have to come up with $3,000 that date, or, I mean, what?
Well, and this is, I don't know, typically I don't worry about the execution on judgments. I just issue the judgments. So
Okay.
I'd probably let you work with Mr. Ashburn on that,
Okay.
since they're master commissioner fees.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Anderson.
All right. Thank you.
First Community Bank of the Heartland Incorporated versus Austin Wilcox.
Stan Spies for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Spees.
Yes, sir.
And it looks like Mr. Wilcox is online. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Can you get video, Mr. Wilcox?
Hold on. Let me try to figure out how to do it. It says can't receive video calls right now, sir.
Okay. Mr. Spees, what do you want? You want me to swear him in and then take his deposition
Yes, sir. If
somehow?
you would swear, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Would you swear him in and order him to contact my office after he gets out of court? And then give him a return date of June 11. If he answers the interrogatories, then I'll file a compliance notice. If he doesn't, then he'll need to reappear.
Okay, Mr. Wilcox, did you understand what Mr. Spees just said?
Yes, sir.
He wants you to contact him directly after court, so I'm going to swear him in. Would you raise your right hand, please? And do you swear the
Yes, sir.
testimony you give them, do you swear the testimony you give to Mr. Spees will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome, Mr. Spees. Homer Dean Heron versus Gary Dean Heron, 19 CI 532.
Your Honor, this is a status conference you set in regard to the motion for summary judgment that I had asked to be submitted in April. Mr. Kimmel filed a late response, and I needed until April 23rd to file a reply. I filed that reply on Wednesday. Mr. Kimmel's office contacted me wanting to continue this, and I advised them that I had asked for an oral argument in my reply, and it was just to get a date for an oral argument. Late yesterday, they provided me with 3 dates when he could be available. I'm not sure whether it would ever fit the court schedule, but they're the dates of May 21st, May 28th, and June 4th. If the court has time for an oral argument, which I would estimate would take about an hour.
Did you say May 21st?
Yes.
I can do May 21st. What time would you like to do it, Mr. Sims?
Could we do 11 o'clock?
That would be fine.
And I don't believe Mr. Kimmel's here. Will you be issuing an order on that so that?
Yes, I will.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sims. Signet Federal Credit Union versus Stephen L. Hayden, 19 CI 750.
Stand Spees for the plaintiff also on that one, Judge.
Do we have Mr. Hayden online anywhere? Does not appear that he is online.
May I tender a show cause order?
Yes, sir, Mr. Spees.
Thank you.
Ballard Plumbing Service LLC versus Nancy Hughes et al., 20 CI 64.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Caleb Nelson on behalf of Ballard Plumbing Service. This has been continued for quite some time. The defendants told me they were in the process of filing bankruptcy, but no bankruptcy pleadings have been served on me, and I think I've been bumping it down the road about 6 months. I tendered an order, but it was back in 2020. So if you'd like me to tender a new order with those dates corrected to compel that discovery, that I'm happy to do that.
How soon do you want it? 30 days?
30 days would be just fine, Judge.
I'll just write up 2021 on this.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, so order compelling discovery within 30 days of entry of this order. Willie Stewart versus Daniel Bose et al., 20 CI 90. Is Mr. Stewart online?
Yes, sir. I'm online, sir.
All right, Mr. Stewart, this is let's see what your motion says. All right, you want to be removed as a sex offender?
Yes, sir. Due to my the last motion that I sent into the court, the petition for independent action, I laid out the facts from let's see here, 1 through 20.
Okay. Mr. Stewart, this is not that, I can't really take an argument today because I've got a whole lot of other cases that need to be heard this morning. Do you want to be heard?
I can understand.
Do you want an oral argument on this case, Mr. Stewart, or do you want me to just rule on what you filed?
Well, I would take an oral argument, if it's necessary. But I laid out the facts in this independent action. But that can be up to you, Judge. You know what you want to do. You know what the law says. I believe that, and I believe you follow the law.
All right. Do you want me to just rule on the pleadings then, Mr. Stewart?
Yes, sir.
All right. I will do that, and I will get my decision out just as soon as I can.
All right. What do you want me to do, sir?
You don't have to do anything, Mr. Stewart. If you just want me to rule on the pleadings, you can just stand by and wait for my decision.
All right, sir.
Oh, and we do
Thank
have
you.
Mr. Mills here. Mr. Mills, did you want an argument on this?
No, sir. I just generally object, and that's pretty much all that the Commonwealth will say about it.
Okay, very good. All right, Mr. Stewart, and it may take a month or two to get this out, but I'll get it out as soon as I can.
All right, sir. So, all right. So you through with me right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Judge. I thank you for your cooperation, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir, Mr. Stewart. Have a good day.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Riverside Wholesale Florist versus Stephen Conder, 20 CI 155.
Morning, Judge. Caleb Nelson again on behalf of the plaintiffs in that action.
Let's see, was there service by Secretary of State?
I think, Judge, I had to ultimately have Mr. Conder served by a sheriff in the county he resides in, Illinois. I think it came,
That's not in there, I don't think.
but I believe it's in the file.
Our officials that came back returned non-deliverable as addressed.
Okay.
So that will take
Do you have a copy of the service, Mr. Nelson?
I do, Judge. I thought I had filed it, but I'm happy to resubmit that if you just want to pass this, or if
I'm going to pass it for the next motion hour. I can't really.
Sure, understood.
Can't grant a motion for default judgment with that unless I'm satisfied that there's been service. So if you do that, I'll take a look at it on May the 28th. Mr.
Okay,
Nelson.
wonderful. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. Evanston Insurance Company versus SI Select Basketball et al., 20 CI 495. Motion to substitute counsel.
Good morning, Judge. Yes, this is our motion to substitute on behalf of Robert Steinmetz. Previous counsel has simply left our firm, and so we are moving to substitute Robert Steinmetz in his counsel.
Morning, Your Honor. This is Alex Blackwell for SI Select and Riley Swinford, and we have no objections.
Thank you. Motion is granted.
Judge, this is the one from earlier.
All right.
And this stuff that was filed yesterday. is in there.
All right, Deanne Christine Kimmel versus Teddy Matlock. Mr. Kimmel's not online, is he? Doesn't appear that he is, and I've got his motion to continuance, or for continuance. All right, Mr. Talley, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set your motion for summary judgment on for hearing. And that will be May the 21st at 1:30.
Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Talley. Roger Hyatt versus Mark Stites, 20 CI 559.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Troutman. That's my motion to amend the complaint. Brent Vassar could not be here this morning, but he says he has no objection to the motion.
Looking for the order granting the motion to amend complaint. Did you tender that, Mr. Troutman? I see the amended complaint.
There should have been one in there, Judge, but if there's not, if you don't see one, I'll have one emailed over ASAP.
Let's see, sometimes I just miss them. There it is. Motion to amend the complaint is granted.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
You too. City of Paducah versus the Station Burger LLC, 20 CI 587.
Morning, Your Honor. Jordy Garrett for the city. That's the city's motion for partial dismissal of defendant Anthony Joseph Gallo, AKA Tony Gallo.
Judge Scott Markham for Carl Medlin and the various station defendants. We have a cross claim against Tony Gallo. Oh, you may not have remember that, Jordy.
Well, I figured you had pleaded something to that effect, but, you know, tendered with the motion for partial dismissal is Mr. Gallo's resignation dated March 31st, 2017. And the city has recovered all amounts due as of April 30th, 2017 against all the defendants. So, you know, I'm certainly going to let you argue whatever you want. And we've got Mr. Hummer, I believe, on the line for Mr. Gallo, but the city is satisfied that Mr. Gallo has paid in full every amount that was due before his resignation, whether it was due from your client or for Mr. Gallo.
Jordy, could you give me something with the amount? I didn't have some amount he paid on it. I mean, I think maybe if I saw something like that, I might be able to just withdraw my.
If I pass this for a couple of weeks and give you all the opportunity to speak and see if there's any objection.
That sounds good, Your Honor.
I heard the name Joseph Gallo. The first thing I thought of was my cousin Vinny. I guess it's Jerry Gallo was the.
That's correct, Your Honor. This is David Hummer. I represent Tony Gallo. That is correct. Very close.
Or maybe it was Mr. Callow.
All right. In any event, I'll continue this till the 28th if there's no objection.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
City of Paducah versus Mary Ford, et al., 20 CI 594.
And Your Honor, that's the city's motion for distribution.
I've heard no objection. The motion is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome. Kelly Thompson versus Hein and Bowles PLLC. Motion for a qualified HIPAA protective order.
Judge Carl Walter for Dr. Bowles and Hein Bowles, PLLC. I have spoken to counsel for the plaintiff. They do not have an objection. I'll tender an order.
Very good. Yes, if you'll just tender that order, then.
Thanks, Judge. Have a great weekend.
You too. Community Financial Services Bank versus Norma Michelson, 20 CI 770.
Stan Spies for the plaintiff. Judge, that was a show cause order. I received some mail that I sent to her on March the 10th was returned to me on May the 10th with a bad address. So I don't know if the show cause order was returned to the clerk or not.
Nope, it's not in the file as returned. You have a better address for her, Mr. Spies?
No, sir. If she's not online today, then I'll just have to renotice if I find her.
I don't believe, is Norma Michelson online? Does not appear she is, so if you'd renotice that, Mr. Spies.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. American Express National Bank versus Paul Lassie, 20 CI 819. Motion for default judgment.
Good morning, for the plaintiff.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Huff. And Mr. Lassie was served in December. He has not answered the complaint. I thought, well, let's see, make sure he hasn't answered it. No, he has not answered the complaint. Motion for default judgment is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome. Discover Bank versus Jesse Eisenman, 20 CI 34. Motion for summary.
Your Honor, John Schulte for the defendant. We have no objection to the plaintiff's motion, Your Honor.
Very well. Motion for summary judgment is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Midland Credit Management Incorporated versus Joseph Hardesty, 21 CI 111.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jenny Grace here on behalf of the plaintiff, and this, as you stated, this is a motion for default judgment.
Hello, Ms. Grace. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Your Honor. How are you?
Good, good. Let's see. All right, defendant was served on February 25th.
Yeah, that's correct.
And no answer has been filed. Motion for default judgment is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome. Story Electrical Services versus Irvin Cobb Limited Partnership, 21 CI 118. Motion to dismiss, and I believe that's.
Morning, Your Honor. Stephen Smith on behalf of Story Electrical. I don't think there's any objection to our motion to dismiss. Mr. Spies filed a response asserting that Swift Roofing still has its cross-claim that has not been settled. So all we're asking for is that the complaint be dismissed, but I believe there are some other cross-claims that have not been resolved as well.
Very well.
And this is Jason Coulthard for Roy Black & Son. That's correct. As far as we're concerned, we have a cross-claim as well that we would ask not be dismissed. But as far as the underlying claim by Story Electric, we have no objection to that.
And Your Honor, this is Alex Blackwell for Great Lakes. We don't have any objection to Story Electric's motion either.
Very well. That motion is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Kentucky Adoption Rescue Incorporated versus Alana Burnett. Motion to consolidate.
Wes Sullinger here for the individual, I guess, defendants in this action and the plaintiffs in the action that I filed as Lori Fulton, Alana Burnett, and a bunch of other people versus Kentucky Dotson Rescue that I'm asking be consolidated with this one that was actually transferred from Scott County to here by agreed order. I believe Ms. Webb's on here with respect to her motion to withdraw.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on behalf of Kentucky Docs and Rescue and Kathleen McIntosh on my motion to withdraw.
And we don't oppose her or her firm withdrawing. We only ask that the court set a limit. We've asked for 30 days, but some reasonable limit that KDR and Ms. McIntosh file an appearance by new counsel. Since it's a corporate entity, there'll have to be a lawyer involved within 30 days or something reasonable so that these cases don't just languish.
All right, I've got two orders here. I just got to make sure I'm looking at the right ones here. I've got an order to allowing to withdraw, and then I've also got an order granting motion to consolidate. So would these be duplicative, I believe?
Probably not.
Well, Susan Pope and Jasmine Webb to withdraw.
Find my.
And the order granting motion to consolidate withdraws counsel for plaintiffs.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to find the order I'd actually filed. The one that covers both things would be the one I filed, order granting motion to consolidate and motion to withdraw as counsel for plaintiffs. That would be my order, which both consolidates the cases and grants Ms. Webb and Frost Brown's motion to withdraw, and I believe sets a 30-day limit for KDR, Ms. Mac, gives KDR and Kathleen.
And it does say 30 days. So I'm going to sign that order, and I believe that takes care of everything.
It does, Your Honor. I have no objection to that. I'll let KDR and Ms. McIntosh know they have 30 days to end a new counsel in this case.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Webb.
Thank you,
Thank you both. Thank you, Judge.
Board of Education of Paducah, Kentucky versus Linda Beggs et al., 21 CI 140.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Nicholas Hall, and this is our motion to issue the specific summonses for this eminent domain case.
All right, that motion is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome. LSA Greer Dudley Court LLC versus unknown heirs of Della Cousins et al.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Corey Dunn here for the plaintiff.
Morning, Mr. Dunn. Mr. Dunn, oh, let's see, we do have the warning order attorney.
Correct.
All right, that motion is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. Republic Finance LLC versus Rachel M. Hall, 21 CI 171. Motion for summary judgment. I have seen no response to the motion for summary judgment. No objection's been filed. Motion for summary judgment is granted. Calvary SPV I LLC versus Norbis N. Tanner.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Your Honor.
Judge, I spoke to someone this morning at the plaintiff, and I told them that this is a divorce matter that's set for a hearing on the 21st of this month. And if the court wants to pass this, I have no objection to that. I think we'll know next week who's responsible for this bill. It's a dispute from a divorce agreement, marital settlement agreement that
All right.
I suspect
Well,
will be resolved Thursday.
I'm gonna have to recuse myself from this case. I'm familiar with the defendant in the action.
Oh, okay, Judge.
Okay.
And counsel, again, I think it'll be resolved this week. Well, I'll be in touch with him. Your Honor.
That's fine. Actually, we probably would not have had an objection to it anyway. So.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'll see, Judge Kaltenbach can probably take this, but I'll see if he can take this one.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Rocky Massey Motors LLC versus Tanya Nicole Watson, 21 CI 193. Motion for default judgment.
Stan Spies, that's my motion, Your Honor.
All right, defendant was served on March the 27th. No answer has been filed. Motion for default judgment is granted.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sean McGurk versus Melissa Bristow, 21 CI 201.
Judge Heather Jones, plaintiff.
Judge, this is Bart Bryan for Ms. Bristow. We don't have any objection if she amends her complaint, Your Honor. I just didn't get it in the mail, so I couldn't file anything withdrawing. I just haven't seen the amended complaint.
I think that would take care of it. And then if we want to just set this out maybe a month, Mr. Bryan and I may be able to reach an agreement in this case.
I do not see an order. So there was no objection to the amendment of the complaint. Is that right?
No, Your Honor. That's all. We just wanted it to get in the right pew, so to speak. So we're okay with that. I'll talk to Ms. Jones and we'll try to resolve this or mediate or something if we can.
Okay. Ms. Jones, and I don't see that you tendered an order.
Okay, Judge, I'll get that over to you this morning.
All right. Thank you very much.
Heather, you're going to get the amended complaint in too? Is that?
Yeah, for some reason I filed the same thing under two.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Heather. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Natalia V. and James O'Brien versus Jonathan Johnson. Motion for default judgment.
James O'Brien is here. Natalia is in the other room.
All right. Very good. All right. Defendant was served with the complaint on March the 30th. No answer has been filed. Plaintiff is entitled to default judgment. And that is granted today.
Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful day.
Two. Matthew L. Ramage versus Jerry Johnston, 21 CI 287.
Good morning, Your Honor. John Adolfo for plaintiff.
Okay, now I see Mr. Oliver and Mr. Katz here.
Yes, sir.
So you want a Rule 16 conference?
Yes, Your Honor, if we could have a date.
How long will this take?
30 minutes.
How about next Thursday at 9:30?
Judge, I've got bunches of depositions next week, including on Thursday.
Okay. Wednesday, June the 2nd at 9:30.
Yes, Your Honor. Judge, I'm sorry. I really don't have any availability until after June the 11th due to a significant federal trial I've got.
Mr. Oliver, do you object to going out past the 11th of June?
I don't, Your Honor. Just part of what I'm looking for is to figure out exactly when I need to file a response, so long as we're in agreement that I'm not defaulting.
But June the 14th, 9:30?
Your Honor, I apologize. I scheduled family vacation that week. I can make it work if that's all we've got, but.
Judge, I may still be in that federal trial then. That's probably not a good idea for me either.
June the 24th at 1:30.
Yes, sir.
Judge, that's not good for me either. Your Honor, we've got depositions scheduled. If all we need to do is reach an agreement on when an answer is due or which complaint he's supposed to respond to, I don't think we need to schedule a conference for that, quite frankly. I mean, I filed a response. I'm not sure what the point of the conference is, quite honestly, but.
Well, frankly, we're setting this conference out so far that hopefully you all can get together and reach an agreement on things before the conference, but I'll go ahead and set it. And how about June the 18th?
Judge, I've got depositions that day with 12 other lawyers. I couldn't change it.
What's this at 1:30 on the 17th?
Is hearing on summary judgment, the party shop versus State Farm.
June 17th at 3?
I've got that date blocked off for these depositions as well in this case with multiple parties.
If I put anything on June the 30th
Yes.
in the afternoon?
The afternoon is nothing. I think.
June 30th at 1:30?
No problem.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, gentlemen. All right, Tasco Properties LLC versus William Hogan Camp, 18 CI 514.
Morning, Your Honor. Louis Schneider on behalf of Tasco Properties.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder. And we have anybody here for Mr. Hogan Camp? All right, this is a motion to compel. Who was it that Mr. Schneider, did you have the federal matter this morning, or was that maybe in the?
Yes, sir, that was me.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that wasn't the attorney for Mr. Hogan Camp. All right, very good. So your motion to compel is granted. Give the defendant 30 days from the date of this order to answer your interrogatories and other requests.
And Your Honor, I believe the proposed order that we submitted asked that the defendant appear for a deposition within 60 days of this order.
Yes, sir, and I'm going to grant that as well.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Judge, what are these add on? One of these, that's on to both of these.
What?
That was, something was.
Harry Santil versus Shelley Young, 17 CI 653.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, sir, Mr. Snyder. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Henry Santil versus Shelley Young. Do we have the attorneys for those parties? All right, nobody's here for them, so I'm not taking any action on it. Is this, there's
That's
another
an
one?
add-on, yes.
Cars for Less versus Gregory Gaskill et al., 18 CI 374.
Stand Spies for the plaintiff on that one, Judge. There was a show cause order entered telling Mr. Gaskill to be here today.
Somebody needs to check out in the hall, in courtroom B. Emily, will you do that, please?
It's,
All right, we're going to look and make sure he's not, I believe the order had him come to courtroom B, and I'm in courtroom A, Mr. Spies, so I'm not sure.
Susan said someone was, remember? What's his name?
Gregory Gaskill?
Judge, do you expect to be in courtroom A from here on out?
I'm hoping so.
Okay.
Now, we're still supposed to do proceedings remotely. But if you're asking, because if that's where you're going to notice defendants to appear, then I think that's fine.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
I'm hoping that very soon we can start having in-person court again. We just got the okay today to appear without masks, that I don't have to wear a mask anymore if I'm vaccinated, and I am, so.
Okay.
I'm feeling free as a bird. It'll be just a minute, Mr. Spies, while she goes to check on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Mr. Spies, I'm going to go offline just for a minute, please. I'll be able to hear everything, and I'll be back on just a minute as soon as I get the answer of whether or not Mr. Gaskill is present.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Don't do any of that. You're on there. So just be very quiet, okay? Because if I can hear you. Okay? Hello?
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 Mute your line until your
Hello?
name is called.
Yes.
The court is in recess, please. Mute your line. There is a mute button on your phone. You need to mute it and not disrupt the court. Your name will be called. Unmute.
All right, Mr. Spies, Mr. Gaskill did not show up. Do you want to issue a bench warrant for him?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, if you tender the order for that, please.
I will. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Spies. All right, are there any other matters on the civil motion hour? Moving to the, we need just a few minutes to set up for the criminal motion hour. I'm going to take a 5-minute recess and I'll be back on the line then. Court is in recess for 5 minutes.
No.
Ma'am, I can hear your conversation. Whoever's calling in on 317-406, mute your, and the rest of the number is 961. Thank you. Leave it just like that until your name is called.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is McCracken Circuit Court. This is the criminal motion hour. First on the docket this morning is Commonwealth versus Darren Cooper, 09 CR 448. And did he have another case? He's listed another case on here, 19 CR 397. I don't have that file.
I'm thinking that maybe Division 1 does.
Is Mr. Cooper online?
Your Honor, he's an inmate at Blackburn Correctional Complex.
Okay.
The 19 CR 557 is Division 1.
Okay. Well, on the case 09 CR 448, that motion is denied. It was a motion filed under 1142, and it's been more than 3 years since his conviction there, since the final judgment was entered. And motions for relief under 1142 have to be filed within 3 years. Moreover, he is off of probation in that case, so his motion would be moot. So in case 09 CR 448, his motion is denied. Commonwealth versus Anthony English, 15 CR 42, motion for disposal of evidence. Any objection? Motion is granted. Commonwealth versus Francisco Starks, 17 CR 676, motion for disposal of evidence. Who's here for the Commonwealth? Mr. Mills?
It's me, sir.
All right, now I've got is that case final after coming back from appeal?
Oh, gosh. Honestly, sir, I don't know as I sit here right now. I gotta look that up, but I did not look that up before.
No what?
There's nothing been since that.
All right, so we don't know, I don't know that, I'm going to deny that motion because the case is apparently still on appeal.
Yes, sir. Okay.
If you find that it's not Mr. Mills, then I'll certainly re-entertain the motion.
Yes, sir. I'll check it on that.
Thank you. Commonwealth versus Joshua H. Foreman, 18 CR 64.
Good morning, Judge. That's my motion. This is a motion to continue Mr. Foreman's case. He had surgery, and I don't believe that he will be able to have a trial at the time that it's set. I did file a motion to sever, Judge, and I will withdraw that part of my motion.
Okay, so the motion, so we don't need to, I don't need to consider the motion to sever, that's withdrawn.
At my client's request, it's withdrawn, Judge.
Your client what?
At my client's request, the motion to sever is withdrawn.
Very good. And so, but you do want the trial continued?
Yes, Judge. I have attached an email from his doctor in response to an email I sent him and some medical information. He had gastric bypass surgery on the 29th.
Your Honor, well, if, we don't object based on that, but we would ask that if the court could set this on a pretrial with the co-defendant, Mr. Wilson, because it is our intent to try them together. And if the trial is going to be moved, we'd like to move for both defendants and make sure they both have notice.
I did notice the co-defendant, Judge, but I understand there was some reason he didn't understand to be here today.
As on for jury trial.
Who?
Mr. Wilson.
I noticed Mr. Walters.
Mr. Walter's not here today, I don't suppose.
Yeah, and it sounds like they'll probably have to, is it Rick Walter or Chuck Walter?
It's Rick.
Okay, never mind.
When was the trial originally set? Or
June 6th and 7th, Judge. Make sure I got that right.
there it is, okay.
I'm sorry, 7th and 8th. I apologize. It's second on the docket. There may be a case that is before it that still can be tried.
All right, so I will put this, I'm just going to put it back on a pretrial conference.
That's fine, Judge.
When was his surgery?
April 29th.
All right, so would he be able to, well, I guess we're still doing it remotely anyway, so that'd be all right.
Yes.
The June, I'll put it on the June pre-trials. I'm not going to be here the 21st. Okay. See that? Put it on July the 19th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
And that will be for Mr. Wilson as well. So we need to send an order sending that out.
Thank you. Judge, may I ask the court one other thing?
Yes.
I have two agreed orders that I sent the court for pretrial conferences this afternoon that were Mr. Harris's. I don't believe anyone's been reporting on them, but Mr. Bose signed them. They're Mr. Lyons and Mr. Darnell. I can have someone present this afternoon if you want them. If not, is it okay for those to be continued? Do you have orders in your office for that?
Oof, hope so.
I can have someone there for them if you want me to. Someone present.
But you're unable to appear, so you want to continue. Is that right, Ms. Rourke?
Yes, and there's, as far as I know, there's not a prosecutor yet appointed to those cases.
I think you're gonna be dealing with me on Lions. So just heads up. I just got it, but I think it'll be me at least on Lions.
Okay, if it's gonna be a problem, Judge, I'll just have, Mr. Rourke can be here for me.
Have you tendered an order already, Ms. Rourke, to continue them?
Yes, they're both in your office right now, Judge.
Okay. The agreed orders?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll sign the agreed order continuing. When
Okay.
do you remember when you continued them to?
I do not, Judge, but
The day I'm not going to be here.
if you want to do it to the July 19th date, I'll redo them and email them to you.
Okay, we're probably going to have to get the July date, Ms. Rourke, because I'm not going to be here on the 21st. I don't know when we're going to set them in June, but it's not going to be on June the 21st.
Okay, I will get those redone and get those to you for July 19th, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Rourke.
Thank you very much. May I be excused?
Yes, you may be. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commonwealth versus Marlon Brown, 18 CR 164, motion for disposal of evidence.
I'm here.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Brown. Do you object to the motion to dispose of the evidence?
No, I don't object.
No, that says Jesse Ray Williams.
Firearm.
Mr. Mills, the order that was tendered lists the defendant as Jesse Ray Williams.
Yeah, it does.
Would you please resubmit that and I'll grant your motion with,
Yes, sir.
thank you. Commonwealth versus Adam Garth Travis, 18 CR 168.
You done with me, sir?
Yes, sir, Mr. Brown, thanks.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Is Mr. Travis in jail? Mr. Travis in the jail?
Let me see if I can pull him from out here, sir. Hang on. Hey, man, if you have Travis, I need Travis. Adam Garth Travis. Judge wants him now. Number 6, P 18411. Judge,
Yes.
we're pulling him. He'll be here in just a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, who do we have there in the jail? It's ready.
We have Devin Ford, call number 66. Mr. Jones, call number 15.
All right, hang on, let's do Devin Ford, 20 CR 58, call number 66 on the docket. Mr. Ford, you owe $525 in costs. I'm going to waive your fines and costs.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's it. Thank you, Mr. Ford. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Go ahead. He done. Have you got Travis?
All right, who else did you have?
Jones.
Terrell Genesis Jones, 19 CR 350.
Yes.
Judge, I've got a motion to withdraw and I think he's also trying to set a sentencing date.
Trying to get sentenced.
You have the file. Can you find the file for me? Thanks. Mr. Jones failed to appear for sentencing on October the 12th. June the 24th at 9 a.m. for sentencing. And Mr. Schultz, you can't represent him at sentencing.
But I didn't get paid and he fired me. But I can if the court needs me to. I mean, it's whatever you want me to do.
No, I don't think it'll make any difference. I'll appoint the Department of Public, I'll allow you to withdraw, Mr. Schultz, appoint the Department of Public Advocacy to represent Mr. Jones for sentencing.
Thank you, Judge.
Permission to speak, Judge.
Sir?
Permission to speak, Judge. Is it possible I get sentenced today?
No, sir. Nope, this motion hour is not sentencing day. I've got two later I'm doing sentencings on, but I'm not going to sentence you today.
You say the court date will when?
June the 24th, and that's at 9 a.m. We'll see you then. All right, who else is there?
Michael Burnett, call number 19.
John Straw for Michael Burnett, and I believe we're getting a bond date.
All right, this is a motion for bond modification. Bond hearing is May the 27th at 11 a.m.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
May 27th. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Shaw.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Hang on, that's not the judge.
What's your name, sir?
Stephen Shaw, Your Honor. How you doing?
Call number 49, sir.
There is call 49. This is a motion for bond modification. Bond hearing is May the 27th at 11 a.m., Mr. Shaw.
May 27th, 11. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Michael Buckley, call number 37, sir.
Yes, Judge, this is my case. We've got a motion for subpoena return date, motion for joinder with another case that he has.
Is there any objection for the joinder?
All right. I apologize. I got asked a question about grand jury. I know I should be focused on this, sir. I'm sorry.
Michael Buckley, call 37. There's a motion for joinder with indictment 20 CR 776.
Yes, sir. The Commonwealth objects to the joinder. It's our preference to try, and I'd file the motion to try. He's got two pending indictments to try one of them first. And that would be our preference. They're two separate victims, two separate incidences. They're not in any way related. We indicted them separately, and we would ask that we try them in sequence.
We have a trial date set already.
Yes, Judge.
We got June 9th and June 10th.
All right. I'm going to deny the motion to join.
Your Honor, permission to speak.
Yes, sir.
The reason we are trying to get our these two conjoined is because I have recently been informed by friends that have talked to an ex-girlfriend, and it is pretty much a conspiracy that my ex is trying to get her friends to set me up, is why we're trying to conjoin him. These girls also in the EPO hearing said that Sybil Southern ended up saying in the EPO hearing that Trinity Bowers' sister, I believe Kaylee Bowers, went and told her to file the charges. They're all running together to keep me in here. That's
That's really our defense, and I don't see any way that the Commonwealth would be prejudiced by it. If you know, 2 allegations of rape against my client in the same trial prejudices anyone, I think it's my client, and all it would do is help us construct our defense. That's also the reason for that subpoena return date, is to shore up.
The problem is I already have these trial dates set. And if you add other victims in this case, you're going to add time to the trial that I don't know that we have. And
Yes,
I don't
Judge.
have any other dates available.
I'd like to talk with my client. I think we'd almost prefer a continuance over not trying them together, but I'd like to discuss it with him if possible.
The problem is the Commonwealth I'm sorry if I may speak, sir. The Commonwealth maintains some prerogative about how we wish to prosecute cases and offenses. I mean, we indicted these 2 separately for a reason. And he can present that defense in a trial without necessarily trying all the counts at once. I don't think that the defense can force us to try a case in the way that they want it to be tried. I mean, that's our prerogative, and we would prefer to try the case of 776 first, and then we'll litigate 778 afterward.
Well, there's no right to have trials joined. And based on what the Commonwealth has represented and the fact that I've got a trial date set, which is not going to be continued. And the fact, because trial dates are hard to get. And so we need to try them as we have them. Now, unless Mr. Buckley's not first on the docket and there are other trials ahead of it, Mr. Buckley, that go. But being that this is a rape and sodomy case, I'm fairly certain that this case will go as scheduled. So I'm going to deny the motion to join the cases. You need a subpoena return date. When do you want that to be?
Just as soon as possible, Judge. These are some out-of-state records we're trying to get.
What are you trying to get?
Out-of-state phone records and Snapchat records.
A week?
Yeah, that's fine.
You left a big blank in here, Mr. Schultz, order for subpoena return date, defense counsel. So
Yeah, I think,
I'm not going to fill in your blanks for you.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I was just leaving that on there in case you wanted to grant subpoena return dates for some of the items and not others.
Okay. Well, is there anything you're requesting that do you know, does the Commonwealth know what you're requesting?
It's in our motion. It is Snapchat messages and history from a number of people and text message history from a number of people.
Okay. Well, I'll give you your subpoena return date. You fill in the blanks and tender that order today and I'll sign it.
Yes, Judge. The 21st of May.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'd be happy to do it earlier, but I just don't think it's reasonable that people are going to comply with that order.
I understand, Judge.
With in a shorter time period than a week. I don't think that's reasonable.
I understand. I can be patient. No problem. What time?
All right, who else there's in jail ready to go?
What time is that subpoena return date, Judge?
9:30.
9:30. Thank you.
Judge, I have Adam Travis here for you, call number 6.
Thank you. Commonwealth versus Adam Garth Travis, 18 CR 168. Let's see, Mr. Travis, do you have an attorney appointed for you? The Commonwealth is trying to revoke your probation.
I do not, Your Honor.
Do you need an attorney appointed for you?
I guess it would most likely be in my best interest.
Well, generally, I would think so. If somebody were trying to revoke my probation, I'd sure want one.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you have Mr. Travis, do you promise to tell me the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any money to hire an attorney?
I do not. Well, I might. I don't know. I can't really check. I have had to verify my identity through the IRS so that I can get my stimulus payments and my tax returns from last year and this year, which I was in the process of doing so. And they said that my tax returns went through, the IRS did, but I don't know for sure because I thought I had one more phone call to make to finish verifying my identity. If that is the case, I have several $1,000s waiting. But if it didn't, then no, I do not have the money.
That's pretty speculative.
Yeah.
Do you own any real estate?
I don't know,
You own a car?
I guess not technically, Your Honor. I mean, I do, but I don't have the title to.
All right, I'll appoint the Department of Public Advocacy to represent you, Mr. Travis. Your probation revocation hearing is June the 30th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir.
Your Whitaker.
Yeah, Kalen Whitaker.
Kaylin Whitaker, sir, call number 65 on the docket.
Thank you. Mr. Whitaker, you owe $175 in court costs. Are you able to pay that?
No, sir.
I will waive your court costs. Have a good day, Mr. Whitaker.
Thank you.
Who's next in the jail, ready to go?
What's your name? Armour. Christopher Armour, call number 38, sir.
All right, Mr. Armour, you need a pretrial conference date. Do we have Mr. Armour's attorney online or somebody standing in for Mr. Armour's attorney? Looks like Audrey Lee.
Judge, I can stand in for Miss Lee.
Pretrial conference, July the 19th at 9 a.m.
Yes, sir. I'll let her know.
Thank you. All right, who's next?
Roger Dale Grass, call number 40, sir.
Judge Peyton Wilson on behalf of Mr. Crass. This looks like it's my motion to dismiss under RCR 816. Just hopeful to get a hearing date.
Commonwealth opposes.
Yes, sir.
May the 27th at 3 o'clock. That's assuming I'm not in a trial,
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
because I do have a trial that day, so we may have to move that date.
I understand.
Oh, please don't assume that you are not going to be in the trial, sir.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing else. It's just, I hope that we are, sir. That's all I'll say.
Who's next in jail?
Hill. Killen Hill, call number 56, sir.
Judge Scott Markham for Mr. Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Markham. And you want a subpoena return date? Is that your motion or the
Judge,
Commonwealth?
Judge, it was my motion and it was actually set for today and I had 2 trials the last 2 weeks and I just haven't gotten it done, quite frankly. If you would give me a new date, I would appreciate it.
May the 28th, is that enough, too little time?
No, that's fine. That'll work fine.
May the 28th then at 10:30.
Thank you.
Welcome.
McClure,
Mr. Markham, would you please tender that order?
Yes, sir, I will.
Thank you. All right, who's next at the jail?
Herschel B. McClure, call number 4142, sir.
Judge Peyton Wilson on behalf of Mr. McClure. I believe these are my motions for a bond modification.
All right, Mr. McClure, your bond hearing is May the 27th at 11 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who's next at the jail?
Satirin M. Noonan, call number 34, sir.
34?
Yes, sir. How do you pronounce that? Satirin Noonan. All right, sir.
Judge Peyton Wilson on behalf of Mr. Noonan. I believe this is my motion for a bond modification.
Okay, we had some nice motion hour music going. May the 27th at 11 a.m. for the bond hearing.
Thank you, Judge.
Chris.
Your Honor?
Who's at the jail?
Christopher Armour, call number 38, sir.
We did Mr. Armour already.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I'm just curious as to, I have had no idea what's going on for months. I went to all my court hearings. I missed the last one on accident. It was through court TV. I don't know what's going on in my case. I have no idea. I was under the impression there was a fast track thing and that it was supposed to be like, I don't know what they call it, deferred defense or something where it's a first defense.
All right, here's what's going on, Mr. Armour. You missed your pretrial conference on March the 10th. You're going to be held without bond until your next pretrial, and that is July the 9 a.m. July the 19th.
It was an accident, sir. It was very much an accident. I'm very sorry.
Who's your attorney, Mr. Armour?
Judge, this is Miss Lee's case.
Okay, well, Ms. Lee can file a motion if you want. Mr. Armour, I'm not going to hear your pleas today, so save yourself the trouble. What I recommend you do is contact Ms. Lee, and she can file the appropriate motions.
Yes, sir. Just hang on just a second, Bubba. Mr. Henderson. Your Honor, I have Joseph Henderson, call number 43 on the docket.
Thank you.
Judge Scott Markham, that's a bond motion.
Okay, and Mr. Henderson, your bond hearing is May the 27th at 11 a.m.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hang on just a second. I'll get him back.
Right, who do we have at the jail ready to go?
Jeremy Lee Silvers, call number 44, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Silvers, your pretrial conference is May the 28th. Do we have a time?
For
what case?
No, May the 28th is pretrial. Do we have a time for it?
His pretrial with me at 1:30.
1:30, May the 28th at 1:30. That's when it's going to be. I don't have anything
Okay.
available.
For what
that.
case?
I beg your pardon?
For what case?
For what case?
Yeah, pretrial for what?
21 CR 156, charge of promoting contraband and possession of marijuana.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you, sir. Good day. All right, who's next? Ready to go?
Demario Daniels, call number 51, sir.
Thank you.
Judge Peyton Wilson on behalf of Mr. Daniels. I believe it's my motion for a bond.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Mr. Daniels, your bond hearing is May the 27th at 11 a.m.
Your Honor, I have Kevin Ryan Gillen, call number 45, sir.
Thank you.
Judge, I also represent Mr. Gillen.
Mr. Gillen, your bond hearing is May the 27th at 11 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
Welcome. Who's next?
Your Honor, I have Paul J. Gray, call number 52, sir.
Thank you.
Judge, I also have Mr. Gray.
Mr. Gray, your bond hearing is May the 27th at 11 a.m. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, I have Briar Z. Rushing, call number 9 and number 13.
Your Honor, I represent Mr. Rushing. Your Honor, these motions were filed by Mr. Rushing without consulting with me. I have only recently received all of them. I spoke to Mr. Rushing yesterday. Plan on speaking with him on Tuesday, but I believe if the court would pass this the next motion hour, most of these motions would be withdrawn.
Okay. All right, we'll pass them till May the 28th at 10:30.
Thank you. And Mr. Rushing, I was speaking with you on Tuesday.
Hey, Mr. Kissing,
Yes, sir.
I got limited waiver. I'm gonna read to you.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Rushing?
I got limited waiver. I'm gonna read to you.
Mr. Rushing, before you do that, can we speak on Tuesday and you'll have a chance to do that later in the month?
No, I need to do it right now. It ain't nothing bad. I know what I'm doing.
I understand, but I would still advise you not to do it until after we've had a chance to talk about it.
I understand, but I still want to do it, sir.
Okay, well, Mr. Rushing, I am gonna wait until May the 28th. You can talk to Mr. Long before that.
Can
On May
I
the
explain
28th.
something to you that I only got 45 days till trial? I need to go ahead and set these into motion. I need to do this today, sir, please.
Well, I'm not gonna grant your motion today. I'd have to set a hearing, and it's probably wouldn't be before May the 28th anyway. So I'm gonna talk to you on May the 28th about your motion.
All right.
Your Honor, that's all I had. May I be excused?
Yes, sir, Mr. Long.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who's next?
Your Honor, I have Joseph R. Ward, call number 39, sir.
Mr. Ward, your bond hearing is May the 27th at 11 a.m. Looks like Mr. Johnson is your attorney.
Yes.
May 27th at 11.
All right. What's your name, sir? Your Honor, I have Gary B. Woods, call number 76, sir. All right, y'all can all go.
I think you may be entering it late.
John Straub, Mr. Woods, I believe. Let me just double check. Yes, sir. This was on for Rocket Docket, but I don't think he wants to do it anymore. Is he there, Mr. Woods? Is that right? You don't want to do Rocket Docket anymore?
No, cause I don't, I mean, none of this stuff is mine and I just wanna take it to trial. You know what I mean? It's-
Okay, and that's fine. Nobody's criticizing you for that. I was
But
just
they-
verifying.
Are you still there?
This is Mr. Woods.
Yes, yes, sir.
Mr. Woods wants a pretrial.
I would request a pretrial. I don't know if he wants one because I don't think the offer. I don't think the offer can get any better than Rocket Docket. But do you want to go ahead and accept a trial date, sir, or do you want to have a chance to meet a little bit more before we get a date?
I would like to meet with you. I was trying to do that, you know, when so because they don't use this criteria gets to validate my probation and I haven't even validated none of this.
Okay,
Pretrial,
July the
please.
19th at 9 a.m. is the pretrial conference.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
When did it say today was? When did they say good?
July the 19th at 9:30 or at 9 a.m. Who's next at the jail? We waiting on people?
Come in, sir. Yeah. Got over here. 1111. Where you go?
Brada, right here.
Brada.
Yes, sir. Did you say-
Let's see, yes, 1, 2, 3. Your Honor, I have Ashley Marie Brada, 29, 31, and 36 call numbers.
Yes, sir.
All right, who represents Ms. Brada?
John Johnson, and
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Bond hearing is May the 27th at 11 a.m.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Chavez. Your Honor, I have Rachel Chavez, call number 8 and call number 27, sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is Jeremy N. Smith. I represent Ms. Chavez on the 18 CR case, but I do not represent her on the other one.
Judge, that would be Miss Lee who has her on that other case. I can stand in on that one.
All right, the pretrial conference is July the 19th at 1:30. And that's on 18 CR 438. On 20 CR 248, bond revocation hearing is June the 30th at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, could you give me that date one more time? I was opening my calendar.
Yes, sir, July the 19th at 1:30.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, I have Melanie D. Farmer, call number 12.
Thank you.
Step up, please.
Ms. Farmer, do you have an attorney?
Sir,
Okay, can I get a file, please? Thanks.
I think I had John Johnson, but I'm not sure.
All right, Ms. Farmer, anything changed in your financial situation since you were sentenced in this case?
No, sir.
I'll reappoint the Department of Public Advocates, or I will appoint them to represent you in their probation revocation hearing. Your probation revocation hearing is June the 30th at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, I have Shania Ruiz, call number 10 and call number 16.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'll need one of her files. Ms. Ruiz, do you have an attorney already?
They're supposed to appoint me when I'm not sure if it's Audrey Lee again or not.
That, it is, Judge. I'm sorry. It is Miss Lee. I can stand in for Miss Lee today, Ms. Ruiz.
All right, so you have been appointed already?
Yes.
Okay, the probation revocation hearing, June the 30th at 9 a.m.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ruiz.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, give me just a second so I can change these out.
All right. right, I'm going to go off camera and off microphone till the next set of inmates are in, but I'll be right here.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I am so sorry. We're waiting on the jail deputies to get them out for us. We've got one guy that's getting them out, holding them for us.
All right, thanks. We'll stand by.
I am so sorry, sir.
Hello?
Ma'am, court is in recess. Please mute your line until your name is called.
Thank you. I just didn't know. It was silent, so I didn't know. Ma'am, they didn't call my name, did they? Because my phone the Wi-Fi's been bleeping in and out. My name is Katrina Abura.
No.
Right, who's next at the jail over there?
I've got Eric Bell, call number 73, sir.
John Straw for Eric Bell, and I believe we've tendered our paperwork.
You don't do that. It's supposed to be at the end of the docket.
Yeah, I'm not taking pleas now. Except for when
Oh.
I've got Lexi Wyatt and she's got an interpreter that I need to do now.
Okay.
So for all the pleas, that's the end of the docket. I'm doing motion hour now, not doing pleas.
Already.
Are you done with him, sir?
I'm sorry?
Are you done with him?
Well, I'm not taking his plea yet. I want to get motion hour done before I start taking all these pleas.
All right, have a seat, sir.
So if you,
Oh, no. Stand down there, man.
Hello. Hello.
Your Honor, I got Benita K. Lowe, call number 50.
Did you have Ms. Lowe?
Step up.
No.
And Owen.
do we have Lexi Wyatt over there?
Is Lexi White in here?
No, they said they were gonna bring her.
They're bringing her.
I need her now.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you can just have a seat. Thank you.
Now. Judge Wonson.
Do you want July date or June date for sentencing?
Eight.
Lexi,
Point out her name on it, that's the third.
are you Lexi White? Okay. Your Honor, this is Ms. Wyatt. Call number 47.
Good morning, Your Honor. Interpreter for Ms. Wyatt.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate it. I'm sorry we kept you on here so long, but I appreciate it.
Understandable. Does the jail have the interpreter pinned to their screen?
Yeah. I was gonna say, you better stay in touch. Don't be a stranger.
Deputy,
Yes.
Deputy, do you have the the interpreter screen pinned to?
I need to get that one.
Is she pleading today?
Yes, it's, the paperwork should be.
This one? Keep it, I'm leaving.
It's toggling right now, so you need to pin the ASL interpreter to the screen, sir.
Stand by a second.
Apologies, Your Honor. Good. Okay. Looks like Ms. Wyatt can see me now, so whenever you're ready, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Mr. Johnson, you represent Ms. Wyatt?
I do.
All right, and was her intention to enter a plea today, Mr. Johnson?
It was. I did receive a message that she had some questions, and I don't know if there's anything she needs to ask me, but I believe we were prepared unless some question that she has.
Okay.
I did have questions. I just wanted to see if everything could run concurrently with another charge that I have.
Give me 1 second.
I don't believe that's the offer.
Okay. No, I believe they would run consecutive. Your separate cases would run consecutive.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay.
Okay, understood.
We're ready, Your Honor.
Has she been arraigned, Mr. Johnson?
This is a rocket docket case, and we wanted to enter a guilty plea. I don't believe she has been arraigned.
Will you waive the formalities of arraignment?
We will. I went over that with her, and we would waive having to go over that again.
Okay. Ms. Wyatt, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes, I will.
Thank you very much. You may lower your hand. Ms. Wyatt, did you read and understand everything on the Commonwealth's offer on a plea of guilty form and the motion to enter guilty plea form? It looks like your signatures might be on them. I just want to make sure you've read and understand everything on them.
I did understand, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Wyatt, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a trial by jury. At your trial, you would have the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses against you. You'd have the right to compel your own witnesses to appear and testify on your behalf. You have the right to require the Commonwealth to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. If you were convicted at trial, you would have the right to appeal your conviction to a higher court. You have the right to be represented by an attorney of your own choosing. If you are unable to afford an attorney, the court will appoint one for you. If you plead guilty today, future charges against you may be treated more seriously. The court can reject a plea agreement at any time. However, if the court were to do so after you plead guilty, the court would allow you to withdraw your guilty plea and the case would be set for trial. Some offenses are expungible. That means wiped off your record after a certain amount of time. If you have any questions about expungibility, you can talk to your attorney about that. Do you understand your rights, Ms. Wyatt?
Yes, I understand. I understand very clearly, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you understand, Ms. Wyatt, that if you plead guilty today, you would be waiving your rights?
I do.
Ms. Wyatt, you're charged with first-degree possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, first offense. It is a Class D felony. It carries a penalty of 1 to 3 years in prison. You're also charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class A misdemeanor, carries a penalty of up to 12 months in jail. In exchange for your guilty plea, the Commonwealth is recommending a 1-year sentence for the methamphetamine, 12 months for the paraphernalia, to run concurrently for a total of 1 year. But this sentence would be consecutive with any other case that you might have, and you would have to forfeit all items seized. Is this your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, it is.
Have you had enough time to speak with Mr. Johnson concerning your charges and any possible defenses to them that you might have? Do you need more time to speak with him now?
No, I do not.
Do you believe that Mr. Johnson is
He's
aware
been
of
very
all
good.
surrounding your case?
Do.
Are you satisfied with Mr. Johnson's performance?
Yes.
How do you wish to plead to the charges first-degree possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, first offense, and possession of drug paraphernalia?
Guilty.
Is anyone forcing you to plead guilty against your will?
This is my own decision. I am guilty.
Have you taken any drugs, medicine, or alcohol today?
No.
Do you have any mental problems now, or have you had any in the past?
No.
Are you pleading guilty today because you did commit these offenses?
Yes, I am. That is correct.
The allegation is that on or about March the 9th of 2021, in this county, you knowingly and unlawfully possessed a quantity of methamphetamine and an item of drug paraphernalia. Is that true?
Yes, it was true.
Mr. Johnson, do you know of any reason why Ms. Wyatt's guilty plea would not be entered knowingly, voluntarily, or intelligently?
No.
The court accepts the guilty plea as knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered. Sentencing July the 8th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Wyatt. Good luck to you.
And she's walking away. And Your Honor, is the interpreter excused?
Yes, Ms. Sanchez, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time. Y'all have a good afternoon.
You too.
All right, Your Honor, I've got April C. Hunter, call number 74 and 75.
That's my case. And we have pleas.
All right, I'm not doing pleas. I've got to finish motion hour before I start taking all these pleas. Please take a lot longer. So who's on the motion hour docket?
All right, Your Honor, I got Jetta Owen, call number 48.
Judge Peyton Wilson on behalf of Mr. Owen. I believe this is my motion for a bond.
All right, Ms. Owen, your bond hearing is May the 27th at 11 a.m.
Thank you.
All right, Your Honor, I got Benita K. Lowe, call number 50.
And Your Honor, I also have Ms. Lowe's case. This is likewise a bond motion.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Bond hearing is May the 27th at 11 a.m.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, let's go. Go straight out. Yeah. No talking, straight out. What's your name? Campbell. Campbell. All right, Your Honor, I got Justin C. Campbell, call number 28 and 30.
Thank you.
Bounce drop for Mr. Campbell. I think we're setting a bond revocation.
Okay, bond revocation? Yeah, bond revocation. The hearing is June the 30th at 9 a.m. Mr. Campbell, did you get that date? June 30th at 9.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I can be there, Judge, because I have written down that I'm scheduled for 2 Division I jury trials.
Well, can you have somebody else stand in? Because otherwise it's going to go to July.
I can ask, Your Honor.
I've been trying to get a hold of you, Mr. Stroud, for like a month now. How come we can't get a hold of you?
Well, I have a whole lot of clients and I try to talk to everybody because everybody's case is important. So I'll
Right.
come see you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell. Good luck, sir.
Your Honor, I have Eric Bell, call number 73.
I don't know if you're wanting to do that right now, Judge, because
I'm not taking pleas now. We got to get through the.
Yeah, he's a plea, so he'll need to wait.
Okay, that would have made it easier.
Are you a plea? Have a seat. Anybody here for a motion? Oh, please. What's your name? Who? Robert?
Locker. Locker, Austin J. Locker.
Okay, Tom. Your Honor, I have Austin Joe Locker, call number 35.
And Your Honor, Peyton Wilson on behalf of Mr. Lockard.
Okay, but Mr. Lockard, your bond hearing is May the 27th at 11 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
Not taking any pleas, just want a motion. You got a motion? Motion? Maybe later, right now, he's just taking motion. Oh, please.
Nobody beyond call 72. 72 is the last call I'm doing right now before I start taking the pleas. So anybody call 72 and under.
What's your name? McGuire.
Morning, Your Honor.
What's your name?
Who do I have on up here?
Jonathan McGuire, sir.
Call 46.
Motion. What's your name?
All right, Mr. McGuire, you've got 2 motions here. One is a motion to act as hybrid counsel.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, do you have a position on that?
I don't.
I've also since then hired an attorney, Matthew Schultz, to be my attorney as well. Since I've filed this motion, I don't know if that's going to mess things up or not. Or
Well, do you want to just wait and let Mr. Schultz do your work for you?
most of the work I'm assuming has already been done as far as the motion and the stuff like that. So I haven't really had a chance to talk to Mr. Johnson. I don't know what he thinks I should do because he's as of right now, he's my attorney. I'm waiting to hear back from Matthew Schultz. So.
Well, Mr. Schultz has not entered an appearance, so right now,
Okay.
as far as this court is concerned, in representations to the court, you've got Mr. Johnson representing you. But
Okay,
you want to be hybrid counsel for now?
Yes, sir. Just follow the motions and that's it, and then he could do the rest.
I would prefer if I could talk to you before you file motions.
Okay. I know, I understand that you guys have been busy and doing the training and stuff over there. I've left numerous voicemails and stuff. I have yet to get a hold of you, but I know that you're busy.
Yes, I was in training 3 days this week,
Right.
so I haven't gone through my voicemails yet. I'm sorry.
But did you get my, the suppression?
I do have a letter or something from you.
What do you think?
And I do need to talk to you.
Okay, all right.
I've done some research.
Is there any way that you can come visit me at the jail at some point?
It's hard to get out of court, but yes, I'll try to do that, do that next week.
Okay.
So Mr. McGuire, what is it you want to be able to do as hybrid counsel?
Just to file motions, and that's it, and on my own behalf.
Are you at all familiar with the rule? Well, you've cited the rules of criminal procedure. Do you have a copy of those rules there at the jail, or?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, Mr. McGuire, I'll allow you to act as hybrid counsel.
Thank
you. You have filed a motion to suppress. I'll go ahead and give you a hearing on that.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. So it's been granted. Sorry. Judge,
Was Mr. McGuire still there?
I was just asking, is it so the motion's been granted? Yes.
Yeah, the motion was granted for hybrid counsel, and Mr. McGuire, I'm looking for a date for your suppression hearing.
Okay.
And we're getting to the point now, I've got to be able to have the jail here. And really getting to the point where I need Judge Calton, I need to know whether Judge Kaltenbach is using the jail courtroom.
Oh, we can ask very quickly. Do you know, district court is also using the courtroom?
About June the 2nd,
June 2nd. What's that on?
Wednesday.
Yes.
Right, trial scheduled.
So there'd be one courtroom.
June the 2nd at 9:30.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Your Honor, I have Brian Dale Cornwell, call number 54.
Right, let's see, Mr. Straub, are you representing Mr. Cornwell?
Let me just check my docket, Your Honor. It doesn't say I am, but I can if you need me to.
I've got you on the docket, that's why I didn't just pick your name out of thin air.
I'll do whatever you want, Judge.
June the 30th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Bond revocation or probation revocation.
Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute. I beg your pardon. Mr. Straub, you may have represented him on the underlying, and I just, I wasn't paying close enough attention. All right, Mr. Cornwell, do you have an attorney?
No, I don't.
Do you need the court to appoint one for you?
I guess, yes. Do I need one or do I not? What is
Do
it
you have
for?
any assets to hire an attorney with?
For what? This is the probation violation, right?
This is for a probation violation.
I don't think I need an attorney, no. I don't need an
You
attorney.
don't need an attorney?
No. No, I don't. I don't think I do I?
Well, the Commonwealth is trying to revoke your probation. I don't know what sentence you took. But if your probation is revoked, you'll have to serve the remainder of that sentence in prison.
How much time do I have left on that, do you know, Your Honor?
No idea.
Okay. I guess if I need one, I guess go ahead and report me.
I'll appoint the Department of Public Advocacy to represent you. June the 30th at 9 a.m. is your hearing.
All right, thank you. Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I have Michael T. Benton, call number 21 on the docket.
Who's representing Mr. Benton? Looks like it might have been Mr. Irwin at one point.
It was.
Yes, Your Honor, our office has been appointed. I think there was a bench warrant issued, but we need to, I guess, get a pretrial conference date and get that case.
Pretrial conference is July the 21st at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can I, like, request a bond or anything?
No, sir, I'm not gonna, you're not gonna get a bond for, no. Since right now, you failed to appear for your pretrial conference, so you'll be held without bond until your pretrial. Let me check that date again. I gave you July 21st. I don't think that's right.
I don't know.
It's July the 19th. July the 19th at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, I have Jeremy L. Sled, call number 22.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
See, Mr. Stroud, you represent Mr. Sled?
Yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, bond revocation hearing June the 30th at 9 a.m.
Yes, sir.
I know. Go ahead, call you back.
All right, so June 30th?
Yes, sir, June the 30th at 9 a.m.
All right, what exactly was my warrant for?
Give us file. Thanks.
All right. So here, we'll go back.
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure this is-
All right, Mr. Sled, you failed to appear for random drug testing, and that's the allegation.
Okay, thank you.
That's why we're having a hearing.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck, Mr. Sled. We'll see you on June 30th.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, I have Hilton D. Murphy, call number 2.
Okay. He is on the add-on docket. Mr. Murphy just needs to stand by, and I will get to him later,
Okay.
after I take all the pleas.
All right, have a seat. You here for a plea?
I was listening, so I don't know if he's gonna do the same.
What we do now?
I need anybody on calls except for on the regular motion hour docket up to call 72. Nobody after call 72.
Okay, I believe we're covered then. Yeah, we're good until we're ready for the, after 72, sir.
Okay, so no, you've covered everybody up to 72, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Did that one. Did that one. Did I do Josh Foreman?
Yes.
Has
Did
my
Marlon-
name been called?
Did I do Joseph Tucker?
I don't believe so.
Commonwealth Joseph Tucker, 18 CR 298. On that first, right there.
Hello.
Motion for disposal of evidence. No objections been noted. That motion's granted.
I do have a Vicky Lynn Presley, call 1 and 3
That's the add-on docket.
on docket, yeah, all right. Everything else, I'll just hold off on you too. Let me check, see if there's anything around here. Should not be.
Commonwealth versus William Clayton Mathis. You have a William Mathis over there?
He asked if you guys have a William, somebody.
Who was that, Your Honor?
William Clayton Mathis. He's call 11 on the docket.
Your Honor, he was in Marshall County Jail as of yesterday, and he was to be released yesterday. I do not know if he was actually released. I know he had court there.
Well, he shouldn't have been because I believe,
He wasn't on our docket here this morning, sir.
okay, thank you. There's a warrant out for his arrest here. I don't know why it wasn't served. It was served on April the 15th, so I don't know why he was going to be released.
I think he was only going to be released on the Marshall County case. If I'm reading that correctly, then he may still be in Marshall County Jail.
All right, so we'll pass him to the next motion hour docket then,
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
May the 28th. Commonwealth versus Michael Wayne Stewart, 19 CR 328. Mathis. You can find Stewart's. There it is. Motion for disposal of evidence. That motion's granted. Jones, Ruiz, we've done. Commonwealth versus Marvin L. Williams, 19 CR 488. And Latasha Woods, same case number. Motion for disposal of evidence. That motion is granted. Commonwealth versus Corey Copeland. Is Corey Copeland online? It's your bench warrant for Mr. Copeland. Bond is $625. Commonwealth versus Tiffany Bass, 19 CR 960. and Nathan Tynes. Motion for order of forfeiture and destruction of evidence. That motion is granted. Commonwealth versus Samantha Campbell. Have we done that one?
Yeah.
Mr. Wilson, you still in line?
Yeah, I can stand in for Mr. Wilson.
This is a motion to, well, it's captioned motion to dismiss indictment, but in the body of the motion, it's asking for a bond hearing. So I don't know what they want. They want to dismiss it or they want a bond hearing. I'm guessing this was a cut and paste job that they missed the caption. See what?
She's made bond on this case.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, they want to amend the conditions of it. What's that, May 27th?
Bond hearing?
Yeah, May 27th at 11.
Judge,
Yes.
do you want me to send these back and then we can pull them out later if you want?
No, just keep them right there.
Yes, sir.
Commonwealth versus Malik Watson, 20 CR 240. Motion for destruction of evidence. The motion is granted. Commonwealth versus Melissa Ann Persia, 20 CR 512. Motion for reciprocal evaluation.
I can stand in for Mr. Wilson on this.
Is there any objection to it?
We can't oppose, Your Honor. No, no objection.
Motion is granted. Commonwealth versus Mariah Carly Rodriguez, 20 CR 576.
I represent Ms. Rodriguez, and she is on.
I see her. Good morning, Ms. Keeley. Well, I guess we're in the
Yeah.
afternoon hour now.
Ms. Rodriguez, can you get somewhere that's not noisy?
I'm trying. I'm sorry. Give me one moment.
Your Honor, this is my motion to recall the bench warrant and to reset her pretrial. She kind of fell through the cracks during the switch in lawyers from the public defender's office to contract counsel. And you will note at the end of my motion, I pasted a copy of an email she sent the same day as her pretrial. She couldn't find, she didn't get or couldn't find the link. And I think John thought the case had already gone to me and I didn't have contact information. So it was through no fault of her own.
All right, I'll recall the bench warrant July the 19th at 9 a.m. for pretrial conference.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome, Ms. Keeling.
I'm sorry. When was that again?
July the 19th at 9 a.m.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Commonwealth versus James Potter, 08 CR 386. were we reviewing to see if you'd filed a response?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay, I've seen it and I will take it under advisement.
Yes, sir.
Commonwealth versus Philip Sharp, 20 CR 318. Did we do that one?
No.
Motion for subpoena return date. Or it is the subpoena return date. I believe it is the subpoena return date. And there have been some, looks like some records filed with the court. So whoever asked for those, court has them. Looks like, let's see, Mercy EMS records. Looks like the Commonwealth asked for it, so it's in the file. I don't know if you got a copy of it.
Probably not. We'll send somebody and get him. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see, Kylon Hill, we did Commonwealth versus Heaven M. Tynes, 21 CR 214.
I'm here, Your Honor.
May I have the file, please? Thanks. This is a subpoena return date. There are a bunch of files, records been filed with the court. And is there an active bench warrant? Is that right? Ms. Tynes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have a bench warrant for your arrest. I recommend you turn yourself in on it.
I thought that day I called, y'all were so busy, no one answered, and I got a hold of her right after court, and she gave me a new date. I even made sure of that day of court.
Okay.
Was calling the whole time to get the link.
She was supposed to be here, it looks like.
Who's your attorney, Ms. Tynes? Is that you, Mr. Johnson?
No, ma'am, or no, sir. They said I called the office yesterday
Your Honor,
and
it's Ms. Lee.
Judge, I'm pretty sure she spoke to me because I spoke to a female.
April 22nd.
and I had been trying to call the whole entire time. And y'all were in court to get the link.
I remember her. And then,
All right, you gave her a new date?
yes.
All right, recall the bench warrant. What's
Woo,
the
you
date you
gave
get?
me a heart attack. Lord.
June 3rd.
For what?
arraignment.
Oh, she needed, was that what it was, arraignment? Okay, June the 3rd at 8:30 a.m. is Tynes for your arraignment.
Okay, and so I don't have a warrant.
Well, you do until I recall it, but I'm ordering it being recalled.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, June the
And you
3rd at
said June
8:30.
3rd? June 3rd, 8:30. Okay, thank you, Your
June
Honor.
3rd,
Is that all?
June 3. That's it. Thank you, Mrs. Tynes. Commonwealth versus Brianna Hunter, 21 CR 226. Subpoena return date. Looks like we've got records in the file. All right, Commonwealth versus Anthony Walker. This is the to-pay portion of the docket. Anthony Walker, is Anthony Walker online? Issue bench warrant, bond is $625. Commonwealth and on both of his cases. Commonwealth versus Katrina Lee Obura. I heard Ms. Obura online earlier. Ms. Obura, are you still there?
Hello.
Katrina Lee Obura?
Hello, can you hear?
You don't sound like Ms. Obura.
No, this is Anthony Walker. I was trying to get my phone unmuted, but you gave me a warrant before I could get it unmuted.
Oh, okay. I'll come back to you, Mr. Walker. Stand by.
Sir, if I may, I've been on the phone for 53 minutes now, and I got to get to work. I got to get ready for work.
Well,
is
Mr.
there
Walker,
anybody
I'm
that-
sorry. You're going to have to wait.
Okay.
Is Ms. Obura still there? I heard Ms. Obura earlier. Sent her a notice for July 23rd, 10:30. All right, Mr. Walker. You owe, it looks like $1,050. You haven't paid anything. Why not?
I'm sorry. system was cut you off.
You owe $1,050 and you haven't paid any of that. Why haven't you paid any of that?
I've been struggling with employment and funds to get started on that path, but I just got hired yesterday at Huck's in Eddyville, and I start today.
All right, so when are you going to have this paid, Mr. Walker?
$1,050.
Yes, sir.
I get paid every week, so I can start paying on it this coming up week.
How much you going to be paying?
It's gonna be my first time getting a check, so I gotta see about what a check is, but I mean at least a quarter of my check every time. So 150, 200 every week. You know what I mean?
So you're going to pay 150 every 2 weeks, or every week, I mean?
Yeah.
So about $600 a month.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, 400 a month, about 450. Oh no, okay, 150. Never mind. Sorry.
Well, if you're going to pay 150 every week,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
$600.
That's what I was saying. I added $1 instead of 150 or 100.
Let's have it paid by August the 13th. August 13th at
All right.
10:30. If you pay it by then, you don't have to come back to court.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Corey Copeland. Is Corey Copeland online?
Your Honor, we've reached him on the phone, but I don't think he's connected yet.
I just texted him the dial-in number, Kenya.
Have you all talked to him about this court costs?
Yes, sir. I made contact with him. I didn't realize he had any kind of hearing for this court cost. I actually wasn't aware of the account. He's on parole supervision with me. I have talked to him. He wasn't aware of the hearing. He's trying to get logged in now.
So you're in regular contact with him?
Yes, sir.
Has he talked to you all about paying him?
No, sir. As I said, I wasn't even aware of this account. It was closed in our system. I assumed it had been waived when he had been revoked.
Okay. How long did he serve?
Let me get him pulled back up.
You know what? Never mind. If I revoked his probation, I'll waive his costs. So just tell him their costs are waived.
Yes, sir.
Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith online. Caleb Smith.
No.
No payments?
Yes, sir.
Caleb Smith, are you online?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. You owe $525. You haven't made any payments. Why not, sir?
I paid it today. I put it in
Paid
the.
it all
I went to
today?
pay-
Hey,
Yes, sir.
you haven't logged in yet, right?
Mr. Smith, did you just tell me you paid it all?
Yes, sir. It's in the box.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Appreciate it.
Are you
Yes,
done?
sir.
No.
Keep it in the box.
What's that?
Keep it in the box, he said. We don't have it, so.
I'm not going to put it back on if you don't have it. We'll just issue a warrant form. Dale Wayne Powell.
Yes, sir, I'm
Dale
here.
Powell. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm here, sir.
Okay, Mr. Powell, did you call in?
Sir?
Are you at Centerpoint?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Powell, when are you going to pay your court costs and your fines?
I graduate Tuesday, but I'm gonna stay here in Peer Mentor, and that's $400 a month, so it might take me a little bit, you know.
Well, are you able to pay these if I give you some time to do it?
I guess, maybe, yeah, like I said, I make $100 a week here at Peer Mentor.
Okay.
I'm trying to do something
Maybe
different.
October the 22nd, could you get it paid by then?
October 22nd?
October 22nd, could you pay it by then?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That'll be plenty of time. Thank you, sir.
Okay, October the 22nd at 10:30. If you have it paid, I won't need to see you back.
Okay, how much is it, sir?
$545.
Okay, yeah, I got that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Powell.
Thank you, sir.
Kristen Edwards. Kristen Edwards. Any payments? Bench warrant bonds, $295. Mally Dodson. Mally Dodson. Your bench warrant bond is $275. Mercedes Moore.
Oop, I'm here.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Ma'am, you owe $175. Why haven't you paid that?
I can pay 100 of that today.
Okay, I'll expect a $100 payment today. When are you gonna have the rest of it paid?
I just got paid today, so I get paid bi-weekly, so in 2 weeks.
Have it paid by June the 11th. If you do that, then you don't have to come back to court.
Okay, June the 11th.
Yes, ma'am. Make sure you make that $100 payment today.
Yes, sir. I also had a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So I tried to make the payment before my Zoom call, but it says I can't do it on ePay. Do I have to send it in the mail?
You can call the clerk's office and make a credit card payment over the phone.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you. Brandy Eads. I see Brandy Eads' name on the line.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
All right, Ms. Eads. You owe $545. Why haven't you made any payments, ma'am?
Well, I'm in the process of looking for a job right now, and I've filed for disability, so I don't have an income. I can make a payment maybe by Monday, but it's not going to be but about $50. And also, I was wanting to find out. Do what now?
When do you think you can have it paid?
The full amount?
Full amount.
I'm gonna need a few months to pay it off.
Okay, well, I've given you a bunch of time already, haven't I?
Since November.
That's a bunch of time as far as I'm concerned. October the 8th, can you have it paid by then?
Yeah, I'll have it paid by then.
October the 8th. And if you do that, Ms. Eads, I won't need to see you back and I won't bother you at all about these things anymore.
Okay, and I have a question. Is there any way that you can waive the public advocate, because I don't have any income and I didn't report any income, but I'm having to pay $250 towards that?
Well, if you tell me you can pay, if you can pay it all by October the 8th, then no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, so October the 8th and if not, being in
By
court.
10:30? 10:30,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Mallory Anderson.
I'm here.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. All right, ma'am, you owe $525. I haven't gotten any payments. Can you tell me why?
Yes, sir. I actually owned my own business and we had to close that down at the end of November for because of COVID and everything. And we had a lot of out-of-pocket final expenses because of that. And since then, I've been taking classes to start a new job, and I should be starting that in the next couple weeks. So I just need an extension until that money starts coming in, and then I'll pay it in full.
Okay, so you need, what, a
But
couple months?
I am in. I'm sorry.
Did you, and I'm sorry, I got distracted while you were talking to me. Can you have it paid by June the 25th, or do you need more time than that?
What is that, a month? Is there any way we could do 2 months just to be on the safe side? Because it is going to be a commission based.
July 23rd, it's 2.5 months.
Okay, that'll work. That'll be perfect.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. If you'll have that paid, you don't have to come back.
Excuse me,
Okay,
Judge.
thank you.
What time would you like me to tell the grand jury to be back to return the indictments?
You know, Mr. Bose, I don't have any idea. I've got to finish this court.
Right, you want to say 1:30?
Well, I've got pretrial starting at 1:30. So why don't you let me finish this court and then I'll tell you when.
Okay, all right.
Was that all with me, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Bose? I don't know how long it's going to take me, just, how many, is it a big bunch of indictments?
We got 40.
We'll just do it at 1:30 and I'll start pre-trials when I'm done with that.
Okay.
Julie Teitloff, great. Ms. Teitloff, are you here today? When did she make the payment? Was it recently?
She is going to judge. She was paid this morning.
Excellent. All right, now I'm ready to start entering pleas. We're taking pleas. Who's in the jail ready to go to enter a plea?
Hunter. We have April C. Hunter, 7475, sir, call them.
Very good.
We're ready.
This Rocket Docket? It is Rocket Docket.
Yes,
All right, Mr. Johnson, we waive the formalities of the arraignment.
yes.
Okay, do I have just two in the courtroom there, in the jail courtroom? There's just two ladies over there?
We got, what's your name?
Murphy.
Murphy, Hilton Murphy, and Vicki Lynn Presley.
Okay, those are the sentencings. All right.
Yes.
Ms. Hunter, would you raise your right hand, please, ma'am? Do you swear from the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Would you please tell me your full name, date of birth, and address?
April C. Hunter, 4/5 of 82, 2840 Pool Road, Paducah, Kentucky, 42003.
Thank you, Ms. Hunter. Ma'am, did you read and understand everything on the motion to enter guilty plea form and the Commonwealth's offer on a plea of guilty form in your cases, both of your cases?
Yes, sir.
I think it is two cases, is it not, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, it is two cases.
Yeah, it is. Okay. All right, Ms. Hunter, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a trial by jury. At your trial, you would have the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses against you. You have the right to compel your own witnesses to come in and testify on your behalf. You have the right to require the Commonwealth to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. If you're convicted at trial, you would have the right to appeal your conviction to a higher court. You have the right to be represented by an attorney of your own choosing. If you are unable to afford an attorney, the court will appoint one for you. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if you take the Commonwealth's recommendation today and plead guilty, you would be waiving your rights?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, ma'am, in case 21 CR 252, you're charged with first-degree possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, first offense, Class D felony, possession of marijuana, Class B misdemeanor. In exchange for your guilty plea, Commonwealth is recommending a 1-year sentence for possessing methamphetamine, 45 days for the marijuana, to run concurrently for a total of 1 year. In that case, would be consecutive to your other case and any other cases. You would have to forfeit all items seized. Is that your understanding of the agreement in that case?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. You hold that. Thanks. I was trying to get it to stay, but I can't. Then in case 21 CR 250, you're charged with first-degree possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, first offense. I got it. Thanks. And operating on a revoked or suspended license. That's a Class B misdemeanor. In exchange for a guilty plea, in this case, the Commonwealth is recommending 1 year on the methamphetamine, 90 days for the suspended license, concurrent for a total of 1 year, consecutive, forfeit all items seized. Is this your understanding of the agreement in that case?
Consecutive of the count that you just
Yeah.
gave.
Yeah, so this is concurrent with each other for a total of 1 year. It's consecutive with your other case and any other cases besides that, so 2 years today if you plead guilty.
Yes, sir. What other case do I have going on?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just
Okay.
saying, just
Okay, I
in case
didn't,
you have any,
yes,
in
sir.
case you have any, it's consecutive to it.
So I have 2 years total. It's not a 2 years concurrent. It's not 2 years concurrent.
No, it's 2 years consecutive with anything else.
Yes, sir.
Have you had enough time to speak with Mr. Johnson concerning your charges and any possible defenses to them that you might have?
Well, I haven't got to speak to him at all, but I understand.
You haven't gotten to speak to him at all?
No, sir.
Didn't we speak back at the preliminary hearing?
I mean, we didn't speak at all. You didn't call me to talk to me, call me out or anything. I'm not upset with your, the way you do your representation. I thought I was understood that, both counts, a year on each count was concurrent. So I was signing for a year.
Well, it sounds like there is not an agreement in this case.
I'm okay. I'm going to take the agreement. I'm okay, Judge.
Well, ma'am, if you haven't reached an agreement, there's no agreement, and I'm not faulting you for that. I just want to make sure that, and I don't want you to say later on that you were railroaded into this and that you didn't know what you were doing and you're just pressured into doing this, because you're not being pressured.
No, sir. I mean, if I'm taking 2 years for all of it, I think that I got a deal, and I'm gonna accept that.
All right, so you want to proceed?
Yes, sir.
And if you need to speak with Mr. Johnson, I will afford you time to do that.
I just need to make sure that, yes, I do. Yes. Yes.
You want to talk to Mr. Johnson? All right. Mr. Johnson, can you call over the jail? I've got a couple of sentencing
Yes.
that I'm going to do. Then you can call her and talk to her, and I'll recall Ms. Hunter in just a few minutes. All right, where are my sentencings? So they're both in the courtroom. Commonwealth versus Hilton D. Murphy, 19 CR 1100. All right, where's Mr. Murphy's attorney? Is that Mr. Schultz? Mr. Schultz, you still in line? Can somebody call Mr. Schultz and see where he is?
I'll call him real quick.
Oh, no, thanks. Thank you.
Your Honor, what's his name again?
Hilton Murphy.
Hilton Murphy.
Mr. Murphy.
That's okay. It's part of nature. We can't help that.
He's gonna get on his phone right now, Your Honor. He's gonna it'll be just 2 or 3 minutes.
Did you get a hold of him yesterday?
He's about to log on, Judge. That box there is his office computer. He's not in front of his computer, but he's gonna pull it up on his phone, and he'll be here in about 2 minutes.
Deputy Smith and Porter, I know those deputy, you know that they looked at the paper. Oh, Yes, no. Okay, hang on just a second. Watch this for a second.
Mr. Schultz,
Yes,
we're
sir.
resentencing
I'm
Mr.
here.
Murphy today. We sent an email to you yesterday. I guess you didn't get it.
No, Judge, I did not see that.
Anything changed since with the PSI, Mr. Schultz?
No, Judge, nothing changed the PSI as long as the criminal abuse. Third is criminal trespassing. I think you corrected that last time.
No, this is possession of methamphetamine, drug paraphernalia, and third-degree possession of controlled substance.
Yeah, but on his criminal history, it erroneously listed.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, other than that, I think you got that last time. But
Mr. Murphy, do you understand why I'm why I set aside my sentencing of you the other day and resentencing you today? Do you understand why that is?
No, sir, I'm not sure.
Okay, because you're under the influence of a controlled substance the last time I sentenced you. And I'm not going to have somebody sentenced while you're under the influence of a controlled substance. Mr. Murphy, I'm still going to probate you. Court finds you guilty of first-degree possession of controlled substance, methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and third-degree possession of controlled substance. Your sentences are 18 months for the possession of methamphetamine, 12 months for the possession of paraphernalia, 12 months for the third-degree possession of controlled substance. I'll run those concurrent for a total of 18 months. Where's my sentencing thing? Your sentence is probated for a period of 2 years. Conditions of your probation are that you continue your good behavior, that you refrain from violating the law in any respect, that your report is directed to your probation officer, that you comply with the regulations of the Division of Probation and Parole and directions of your probation officer, that you pay your $30 a month supervision fee, that you undergo a drug and/or alcohol assessment, follow through with any recommended treatment, enroll in complete moral recognition therapy, random drug screening at your own cost. You are subject to graduated sanctions by probation and parole. Now, you don't have to go over to probation and parole. Will they just release us? Will they come and see him before he's released?
I think once he's released, he needs to go see.
Okay, so as soon as you're released, Mr. Murphy, go over to probation and parole. Okay. Any questions about what's required of you?
No, sir.
Good luck. Commonwealth versus Vicki Lynn Presley.
Yes, Your
Thank you,
Honor.
Mr. Schultz.
yes, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
I represent Ms. Presley.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Ms. Presley, do you understand why I did what I did on Thursday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You showed up high for your sentencing. So I'm not going to sentence somebody who's under the influence of a controlled substance. You're obviously high. And now that I thought maybe your just movements were slow, but after I heard what you told probation and parole, it was clear to me that you were high when you were sentenced. So we're redoing it today. Anything changed since other than the fact that she showed up high to her sentencing, Mr. Brown, since I talked to her last time?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Presley, the court finds you guilty in case 19 CR 1084 of expired registration plates, failure to register the transfer of a motor vehicle, failure of owner to maintain required insurance, first offense, possession of controlled substance in the first degree, methamphetamine, first offense, possession of drug paraphernalia, failure to notify DOT of your address change. Your sentences are $25 fines on the expired registration and failure to register the transfer of a motor vehicle, 90 days for the no insurance, 1 year for the possession of methamphetamine, 12 months for the paraphernalia, 90 days for failing to notify DOT of address change. I'll run those concurrent for a total of 1 year, plus your fines. Case 19 CR 1100, court finds you guilty of first degree possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, sentences you to 18 months, possession of drug paraphernalia 12 months. Those are concurrent for a total of 18 months, consecutive with 19 CR 1084 for a total sentence of 2 1/2 years. Your sentence will be probated for a period of 2 years. Conditions of your probation are that you continue your good behavior, that you refrain from violating the law in any respect, that your report is directed by your probation officer, that you comply with the regulations of the Division of Probation and Parole and the directions of your probation officer. Pay your $30 a month supervision fee. Undergo a drug and/or alcohol assessment, follow through with any recommended treatment or aftercare, enroll in and successfully complete moral recognition therapy. Random drug screening at your own cost. You are subject to graduated sanctions by probation and parole. Okay. And Ms. Presley, you got off to a rocky start. So if you are addicted to methamphetamine, you need to be open. And you were kind of honest with them when they saw you, but you're going to have to be assessed, obviously, and it's going to be you're going to have to put in some work to get through with this addiction. We'll give you the help and I will work with that, but you're going to have to do the best that you can.
Well, I have a lot of things going on in my life, and I think that's kind of a way to block it all out, but I really need to go to counseling and stuff.
Okay, well, you're going to need more than just counseling. It's going to be an intensive effort for you. I can just tell that. Your court costs are $1,100. Mr. Murphy's court costs were $195. Those are both due on November the 12th at 10:30. And Ms. Presley, as soon as you are released, go back over to probation and parole.
Okay, I'm having a hard time like getting my license and all of that. I told you that last time.
I'm sorry,
So-
you're having a hard time what?
Getting a license here, like getting my documents. They said that they were released to the city police, which I don't understand why, but I'm gonna go over there and see if I can get them. But I cannot get an ID or a license at this moment for me to
Okay,
get.
well, talk to your probation officer and see if your probation officer can help you with that.
Okay,
Okay, all right, good luck, Ms. Presley.
thank you.
All right,
No, sorry, you're done.
so we still need,
Oh.
who's there at the jail now?
Miss April Hunter, 7475, says she needs to talk to you again.
Yes, Ms. Hunter.
I'm gonna take my plea.
We
Okay.
talked, Your Honor.
Okay, oh, yeah, that's right. Need the files back. Are those, you said, yeah. All right, Ms. Hunter, now that you've spoken to Mr. Johnson, did you want to plead guilty today or do you want to postpone this to another date?
I'm gonna plead guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. Is anyone forcing you to plead guilty against your will today?
No, sir.
Have you taken any drugs, medicine, or alcohol today?
No, sir.
Do you have any mental problems now, or have you had any in the
No.
past?
No,
Are you
sir.
pleading guilty today because you are guilty?
I am guilty.
It's alleged that on May the 9th, 2020 in McCracken County, you knowingly and unlawfully possessed methamphetamine and you drove on a suspended license. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
It's also alleged that on or about March the 6th of 2021, you knowingly and unlawfully possessed methamphetamine and marijuana. Is that true?
Yes, sir, it is.
Mr. Johnson, do you know of any reason why Ms. Hunter's guilty pleas would not be entered knowingly, voluntarily, or intelligently?
No.
Court accepts the guilty pleas as knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered. Sentencing is July the 8th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, do we have Eric Bell.
Eric Bell, need him pulled. Eric. I'm getting him pulled, Your Honor.
You have Gary Woods. No, we did Gary Woods already. So I guess Eric Bell, see the last one?
Yes, that's all I've got, Mark. What about Michael Benton? Did we do him, Your Honor? I think we did.
We did Benton. We did Mr. Benton. I just need Eric Bell.
All right. I'm getting him brought to us as we speak, sir.
Oh, he was wanting to raise his salary.
Okay. 15A. Come on, let's go. I'm waiting on it. Your Honor,
Yes.
Mr. Eric Bell, call number 73 is here, sir.
Thank you very much. Mr. Bell, I'm sorry to put you off. I had other things I had to do before I could get to your case.
No problem at all, sir.
All right. Who's Mr. Bell's attorney?
John Straub.
Thank you, Mr. Straub. And Mr. Bell, you've reached an agreement with the Commonwealth. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Would you raise your right hand, please, sir? Do you swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Would you please tell me your full name, date of birth, and address?
My name is Eric Bell. My birthday is 7/10/92, and currently I am living off of Oaks Road.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bell. Did you read and understand everything on the Commonwealth's offer on a plea of guilty form and the motion or guilty plea form?
For the rocket docket?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Mr. Straub, you're going to waive arraignment, is that right?
Yes, sir. I acknowledge his
Formalities of
identity and waive arraignment.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Bell, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a trial by jury. At your trial, you would have the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses against you. You have the right to compel your own witnesses to come in and testify on your behalf. You have the right to require the Commonwealth to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. If you're convicted at trial, you would have the right to appeal your conviction to a higher court. You have the right to be represented by an attorney of your own choosing. If you are unable to afford an attorney, the court will appoint one for you. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if you take the Commonwealth's recommendation today and plead guilty, you would be waiving your rights?
Yes, sir.
And sir, you're charged with first-degree possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, first offense, a Class D felony. Second-degree possession of a controlled substance, drug unspecified, and expired registration plates. In exchange for your guilty plea, the Commonwealth is moving to amend count 2 to third-degree possession of a controlled substance, Xanax. On count one, the possession of meth, the recommended sentence is 1 year. Count two, third-degree possession of a controlled substance, Xanax, 12 months. And count three, expired registrations, $25 fine. Jail sentences run concurrently plus your fine for a total sentence of 1 year. This would be consecutive with any other case that you might have. You would have to forfeit all items seized. Is this your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
Have you had enough time to speak with Mr. Straub concerning your charges and any possible defenses to those charges that you might have?
Somewhat. I've actually been talking with Emily Garrison and Barbara from the Fuller Center, and haven't.
Do you need to speak with Mr. Do you need to speak with Mr. Straub before going forward?
I think I'm pretty sure he should have gotten all my emails and everything. And to my knowledge, I would assume he's aware of everything I've been trying to do to get into.
The question is, you know, Mr. Bell, if you need time to speak with Mr. Straub, I'm going to give it to you.
No,
Do you not need time to speak with him?
What do you think, Schraub?
I think what you're talking about is asking for probation and stuff like that, and we'll do that later, of course. But I mean, if you want time to talk to me and talk about a defense and going to trial and stuff like that, that's totally fine. But if you want to go ahead and get everything moving forward, then you might want to go ahead and plead.
Yeah, that's the best idea.
If you want to plead, I'm not going to tell somebody who's innocent to plead guilty, though.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and plead guilty.
Okay. Do you believe that Mr. Straub is aware of all the facts surrounding your case?
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with his performance?
Yes, sir.
How do you wish to plead to the charges? First-degree possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, first offense. Third-degree possession of a controlled substance, Xanax, and expired registration.
Guilty.
Is anyone forcing you or putting any pressure on you to plead guilty against your will today?
No, sir, not at all.
Have you taken any drugs, medicine, or alcohol today?
No, sir, not at all.
Do you have any mental problems now, or have you had any in the past?
No, sir.
Are you pleading guilty today because you did commit these offenses?
Yes, sir.
It's alleged that on or about January 22nd in this county, you knowingly and unlawfully possessed methamphetamine and Xanax. You also drove with expired registration. Is all that true?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Straub, do you have any reason to believe that Mr. Bell's guilty plea would not be entered knowingly, voluntarily, or intelligently?
No, sir.
Court accepts the guilty plea is knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered. Sentencing is July the 8th at 9 a.m. Okay, good luck, Mr. Bell. We'll see you then.
Sir, is there any way I could just try to get into a treatment center? I mean, I'm trying to get rehabilitation for my the things that I've
Well,
done.
what you need to do, make sure at sentencing, you ask me that. And also when you talk probation and parole will be coming over to talk to you or sending you some information. Make sure you put that in there that you want treatment so that I see it, and then we'll consider that.
I already have a bed day like ready Monday with Barbara, and she's been in contact with Emily Garrison already, and everything's set up for like the counseling I need. And
You're going to have to be here until sentencing.
okay.
All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Is there any other business on the motion hour docket that we started a long time ago, days ago?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I know
Okay.
of.
All right, very good. Thank you very much. Going once and twice. Court is in recess until whenever I get done with grand jury, but thereabouts 1:30, so